Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Busan is already one of Korea's top destinations. It has beaches, mountains, food, festivals, and honestly, a lot going for it. But if we're being realistic, there's still a gap between Busan and other major global tourism cities. So today, we're breaking down 10 ways Busan can improve its tourism infrastructure, not from a negative perspective, but from a practical one. Because the potential is clearly there, it just needs better execution. Let's get into it. Building year-round events, not just seasonal spaces. Busan still heavily relies on seasonal tourism, especially in the summer. Outside the peak months, even major areas can feel underused. So how can they improve this? They can focus on consistent, year-round programming, not just physical spaces. They could expand successful examples like events at the Busan Cinema Center, for example, winter light shows, Christmas markets, or outdoor screenings. They could also create seasonal event rotations, for example, spring cultural festivals, summer beach programming, autumn food and arts events, and winter light festivals and holiday markets. They could also hold regular night markets at the Busan Northport or Apec Naru Park, monthly waterfront events instead of one-off festivals, and outdoor performances, food zones, and pop-ups that run consistently. Tourists don't just come for places, they come for things happening. Busan needs a steady calendar of events that gives people a reason to visit in every season. Number 2. Improve coastal connectivity. Busan's coastline is one of its biggest strengths, but right now, it feels disconnected. So how can they improve this? They can build continuous walking and cycling paths linking Haeundae, Gwangali, Songdo, and other areas, and add more rest areas, viewpoints, and cafes along the coast. In reality, you can enjoy parts of the coastline, but moving between them isn't always smooth. Number 3. Expand late-night transportation. Busan can feel difficult to navigate late at night because subways and buses stop relatively early. To improve this, they could extend the subway hours and add more reliable night bus routes. This would help nightlife, events, and evening tourism depending on transportation, because without it, people go home earlier or don't go out at all. Upgrade airport access. First impressions matter, and airport access is part of that. Getting from Kimhae Airport to major areas like Haeundae or Samyeon isn't always quick or direct. They could add faster, more direct transport links and simpler routes for first-time visitors. Number 5. Developing smarter public places. Busan has a lot of parks and waterfront areas, but many of them feel underused. To improve this, more seating, shade, and food options could be added, as well as interactive spaces, adding small events, and more programs. The key idea would be to turn passive spaces into places people actually want to spend time in, rather than avoiding them at all. Improving multilingual signage. Signage around the city is inconsistent depending on the area. How they could improve this is by adding standardized English, Chinese, and Japanese across the city. In reality, some areas are easy, however, others are still very confusing. Simplifying digital systems. Korea is quite advanced digitally, but for tourists, it can feel fragmented. Having to download multiple apps for transport, tickets, navigation, and tourism can become quite burdensome. By having one integrated platform that combines everything, it would simplify things to make travel smoother, especially for short-time visitors. Number 8. Expanding luggage storage infrastructure. This might sound like a small issue, but it affects a lot of people. Tourists often have nowhere to store luggage in between check-in times, which becomes quite inconvenient. If they had more lockers and storage services at stations, beaches, and major attractions, it could become a big benefit to people visiting the city. Number 9. Improve wayfinding in key districts. Areas like Nampodong, Samyeon, and even Haeundae can sometimes be confusing. How they could improve this is by adding clearer maps, better street signage, and more intuitive navigation systems. In reality, the locals are used to it. However, visitors don't always have that advantage. Number 10. Strengthening cruise and port infrastructure. Busan is growing as a cruise destination, but the experience isn't always seamless. What they could improve is having better arrival flow at terminals, stronger transport connections into the city, and offering more visitor services at the port. This would allow people who get off the boats to come explore the city much more easier. Busan already has a lot going for it. The natural scenery is there, the food is there, and the culture is there. But having great assets and using them effectively are two different things. With better planning, more connected infrastructure, and a stronger focus on the visitor experience, Busan could realistically compete with some of Asia's top tourism cities. Right now it's close, but not quite there yet. And that's what makes this conversation important. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in Busan, Korea, and how cities grow and develop, make sure to subscribe. And please let me know, what do you think of Busan that still needs to improve? See you in the next video.